Camp's about to wrap up. They're about to come north. And a lot of people will talk about club chemistry. A lot of people will also talk about what young guys will have an impact on this team. I am thrilled that Mickey Moniak is having as good a spring as he is having. I know a lot of people love, for whatever reason, to jump out to the bust label when you talk about a number 1 overall pick. And he's barely gotten his feet wet at the major league level. Last year, when they were looking for a center fielder to be better than Odubel Herrera, similar to what they're doing this year, Mickey Moniak didn't jump out and take the reins there. Neither did Adam Hazley. He didn't jump out and take the reins there. Scott Kingery certainly did not jump out and take the reins there. Matt Vierling is now the latest contestant on Can You Play Center Field for the Phillies? And we'll see how that works out. Right now, it's time for the team lead in RBIs for spring, and he actually looks very comfortable in spring training. Mickey Moniak is the guy that I'm rooting for. He's the guy that I hope takes over that center field spot. Now, it's not just because he's a number 1 overall pick. It's because he's been a number 1 overall pick. He's handled the pressure of that, and now he's just trying to get back to playing baseball, and he's made some adjustments to his game to do so. Actually, Mickey Moniak was on Phillies.com. Scott Palmer, who, by the way, is a treasure in Philadelphia that we don't talk enough about. Does a phenomenal job, especially in spring training, getting player interviews, talking to these guys. They go on the website, and I think Scott Palmer just does a great job. And what a guy as well. It's Scott Palmer. But that's my little Scott Palmer man crush. But Mickey Moniak was on Phillies.com yesterday where he talked about adjustments to his game. And also Kevin Long, Phillies' new hitting coach, talked about the tweak that they're making to Mickey Moniak's swing that's led them to a 300 batting average so far this spring. Here is Mickey Moniak and Kyle Long on Phillies.com.
I think, putting a lot of work in the offseason and getting here day one, having K Long now has been huge. I mean, day one going over, we had the lockout, so not a lot of communication in the offseason, but, when we got here, he was prepared. He already did his homework, watched all of our bats, and had stuff for us day one.
I just thought if he got closer to the plate, his direction would get better with his stride foot, and it would clear up his lower half. And I'll tell you what, it's been dynamite. I really like what I see from Mickey, and he's feeling pretty good about himself right now.
300, like I said, and all they needed, get you close to the plate. Like Kevin Long's whole job is to make sure guys like Alec Boehm, the swing might have gone awry and hasn't really looked like it's turned any cornered so far this spring. Get a guy like Mickey Moniak and get back to that major league talent that they saw with that first pick in the first overall pick in the draft. Get him back to that talent. And it turns out he looked at Mickey Moniak and the whole thing was, well, let's just step a little closer to the plate. Scooching. Like that was the offseason for Mickey Moniak and Kevin Long when he was breaking down the film as to what Mickey Moniak needed to do. And then in the field, he also looks comfortable as well. Joe Girardi isn't 100% confident that Mickey Moniak is going to make the starting lineup. The opening day roster, I should say. I say, how does he not? He needs to be on the opening day roster. If you're talking about a guy and giving him confidence, this would be a good opportunity to give him some confidence. The bat has obviously not been there. The power has not been there up until last year where he really bulked up. Give him this opportunity and see what happens, because I think you're going to have to really rely on a lot of the younger guys to have that kind of prove-it mindset when you have them around guys like Kyle Schwarber, Nick Castellanos, and obviously already Bryce Harper and Rhys Hoskins, who is still a very, very well-respected man in the Phillies clubhouse. I would love for these guys to be around that major league talent. That's one of the things I don't think we've talked enough about. When we talk about Bryson Stott, when we talk about Mickey Moniak, when we talk about the young guys here, I want to see them at the major league level, not just so they can work on their craft, not just to give them that opportunity, but I really want them around the minds that you've assembled in this lineup, like Castellanos, like Real Muto, obviously like Kyle Schwarber, and of course Bryce Harper. Those are the guys I want them around. I don't want them going down to the minor leagues. I want them here at the major league level. They're on the job training.